Welcome back, trainers. In today's episode, we're going to be playing in Holiday Cup. I was getting a bit tilted in Ultra League, so I decided to give it a chance. Our team has Shadow Victreebel, Shadow Charizard, and Lantern. Right here, we have a horrible lead, so we switched to Lantern. And surprisingly, they're not switching out, so that's kind of interesting. So we got to Thunderbolt, and this is going to do a pretty good amount of damage if they let it go through. But they use their first shield, and I'm still wondering why it's staying in. And I know this is going to be a Moonblast because there's no way they farmed all this much just to do a Sky Attack. I do the Moonblast, I'll let it go through, that's fine. We're going to be able to get to another Thunderbolt. And I'm hoping this is going to go through. But if not, that's completely fine. I would probably switch to Charizard from that point. They let it go through, they farm us all the way down. And now I'm going to bring the Charizard. They bring in Dugong. And this is honestly not the best matchup, but it could be not the worst either. So we end up getting to a Blast Burn. Got to move before the Dugong, and they don't shield it. That's insane. And then I just quickly switch in to the Shadow Victreebel, farm it down, and now they're bringing the Altaria. And guys, I thought I was going to need to use 2 shields, but Shadow Victreebel, it shows just how powerful it is. We're actually going to be able to farm it down, and we're only going to need to use 1 shield for it. And also to quickly mention, guys, if you want your battles featured in my YouTube channel, the link's in the description. Go ahead and submit your battles. And also, if you guys like the video, please leave a like and also consider subscribing. Our opponent brings in Graveler. They take down our Victreebel. We do some chip damage. Now we bring in a Shadow Charizard, which is looking pretty scary. We do have 1 shield, but there's no way it wouldn't even matter. So this Blast Burn has to take it out. And it does take it out. That's insane. Honestly, I was pretty shocked. I thought it was going to still live. But the fact that it took it out just shows how strong Shadow Charizard is. Right here, we lose the lead again, but it's not too bad, to be honest. Well, we are able to farm it down, but we have to use 1 shield. They will get to move, and I'm going to go ahead and shield this right here. So with this team, honestly, you have to be able to basically switch and kind of play smart around because most of the time you'll lose leads. At least that's what I noticed playing this team. This team was actually inspired by OG Nomboy. I really like his Pokemon content. He has a lot of Pokemon Go videos that he does, so make sure to check out his channel. I actually link in the description. It's one of my favorite YouTubers right now. And they end up taking out our Pokemon. We're going to bring in the Lantern. And I knew it was going to be a Bulldoze, so we're going to go ahead and shield that right here. And we're going to be able to get to Surf. If they don't shield this Surf will be able to take it out from this range. I don't remember they shield. Okay, so they use both shields. Okay, that's completely fine. So I am wondering how much Bulldoze is going to do. Obviously, that's what the movie is going to be, so I'm hoping that it doesn't take me out. And it doesn't. It does a huge amount of damage, but it doesn't take me out. Now they're bringing Obstagoon, and this is perfectly fine. We can take a Night Slash, and we're going to go ahead and farm just a bit over. We're just going to farm almost, I think, till it does like 4 counters, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the Blast Burn. And this is going to take out the Obstagoon. And now we also have some... we're going to be able to get to move with good Dragon Claw. But this, honestly, I was wondering if I could farm it down. But I was thinking so fast at the time. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I made the wrong move. So now it brings in the Frost Slash. And I'm thinking, dude, I'm definitely going to lose this match. But I forgot how much energy we had on our Lantern. So I was honestly just tapping. And not knowing how much I was actually at, and I got to Surf, and I was like, dude, that's insane. So we win the match, and so far it's looking really good. Right here, we're going to get some Dunsparce. This is a really awkward matchup. I wasn't really sure how to do this. Obviously, I don't really want to swap out, so we're just going to go ahead and we stay in here. And my plan was honestly just to be able to just farm it all the way down. I was going to go ahead and use both shields right here, and it actually ends up swapping out. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Leaf Blade right here. And then I believe I think I actually stay in, which I wonder if maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have just done Leaf Blade and got out too. But I was thinking, I know I can do a lot of damage to it. So now I'm going to bring in my Lantern, and the opponent throws in right away. And I'm thinking this is actually just going to be an Avalanche, and it is an Avalanche, and it doesn't really do anything. So we're able to just farm a little bit there right there. And now I'm not even going to go ahead and bait. I'm just going to go ahead and straight go for the Thunderbolt. I let this go through, and looking back at it, maybe I shouldn't have. So I go ahead and just do 1 move right there, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the Thunderbolt, and this takes it out. They don't use a shield, and now I'm going to go ahead. I don't want them to farm down, so it's going to be and it's, oh my gosh, it turns out to be a lantern in the back, and just very, very unfortunate there. I don't think I could have won this match. At least definitely not to this point. And what I'm thinking, I'm hoping they don't shield this, but it wouldn't take them out. Regardless, they shield it, and they're just going to be able to take us all the way down. And this is going to be Surf right here, and then they're just going to be able to, I think the fast move is Thunder Shock, and they're just going to be able to just take us, farm us all the way down. Very unfortunate. Darn. And they're just going to be able to take us out right here. But overall, this team is performing pretty good so far. You do have to play, smartly around, especially bad leads. On to the next match, we got Shadow Victreebel against Lantern. So finally, we have a really good lead. And our opponent is going to swap out right away. They're bringing the Charizard, and I swapped to my Lantern a little too. I was a bit late right there. And I'm going to go ahead and let this move go through. It's definitely going to be a Blast Burn, but we're going to be able to resist it. But as you can see, Shadow Charizard is just so strong. We're going to go ahead and do Surf right here. And I was hoping, honestly, that our opponent was going to not shield this. They do shield it. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get to another Surf. But because Charizard runs Wing Attack, it's able to get to a move first. And I think it's going to be Dragon Claw. But I was thinking it probably could take me out from that range. So I shielded. And now I'm going to go ahead and do Surf. And they don't shield again. I was hoping that they were going to use their second shield right there. And now they bring in a Lantern of their own. So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do a Thunderbolt. And I'm hoping that they're not going to shield this either. And surprisingly, they don't shield it. So they take a lot of damage. And right here, I'm just going to let this go through. My plan was just to bring in Victreebel afterwards. And guys, this is where I make a huge mistake. I don't know why. Just one more Thundershock and they would have taken us down. But I just swap in my Victreebel, so I got impatient. And I was playing so well before that, and I just throw this Leaf Blade. And right here, now I bring the Charizard, and they've got so much farm on us. Honestly, and it gets even worse because I knew that this was going to be a Flame Charge, but I just shielded it. So just, if you just have that gut instinct, guys, shield the move. Don't shield it. If you feel like you just know if you're gonna call the bait, don't shield, because unfortunately that's the reason why I could have made a comeback too, even after making that mistake. But because of that, unfortunately we lose. And it's so crazy, right? We were winning the matches where we were losing leads, so we finally win a lead and we lose. So right here we get another Lantern lead, and I'm hoping this is going to be our revenge right here. They swap out to Noctowl. I'm going to go ahead and now bring in my Lantern, and I make the mistake of always swapping out too late. I always, for some reason, I want to make sure what the Pokemon is before I swap. So a little bit late there, and they get to a Shadow Ball. I'm going to get the Thunderbolt, and I'm going to throw it immediately. I'm wondering if they're going to shield. They don't shield, so we're actually just going to be able to farm it all the way down. And now I think they're going to bring back their own Lantern. So this is kind of like a repeat of last time. Our opponent switches, and our Lantern takes out their Pokemon. They bring in the Lantern, so they have to be weak to Lantern in the back. So, but our timer hasn't run out yet, and I think from right here, I'm honestly just gonna go ahead and let them take me out. They do a Thunderbolt, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the Victreebel. They swap out, and it's a Frostlass, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a Leaf Blade. But I'm starting to see that this match is starting to become way too like the last one. I know that I need this Victreebel. So I finally swap in my Charizard a little late, but I finally swap into it. And from this range, I'm going to go ahead and use both shields. I'm going to use both shields right here. We can do the first Avalanche. And because the Lantern has used all of its energy, so we're just going to build our Charizard with a ton of energy right here. And we're going to be able to... We could get to, honestly, 2 Blast Burns, but I go ahead and just choose to Dragon Claw. And I believe our opponent, they're going to use their final shield right here. They block the bait, and now we're going to go ahead and Blast Burn. And from this range, there's no way that this Lantern is going to survive. Boom. We take out the Lantern, and that's a good game. So that's 3 out of 5 with this team. Honestly, it should have been 4 out of 5, but I made a horrible mistake. But it happens, guys. Happens to the best of us. Hopefully, I can climb a bit more. I know the cups are going to change tomorrow, so hopefully everything goes good. And guys, thanks again for watching all my content. I appreciate all your support. I'll see you guys in the next one.